those who know that I can see you, the real you, and I can tell Spirit is moving through you, yeah, Father.
So God said to me, you're going to birth the church in New Covenant, in New Kent. So I said, okay, well, what kind of church is it going to be? Because there are already 13 Baptist churches in New Kent. We have less than about 5,000 blacks in the county. So what kind of church will it be? He says it's not going to be a black church.
You stay true as your love rains down.
And then he said it's going to be an apostolic structure, okay? But it will not be an apostolic denominational church. So now I'm panicking because I never thought I would ever pastor an apostolic church. But God began to put all the pieces together. I mean, people came to me, resources came to me. And so Sylvia and I said, okay, well, we'll talk to a small group because I didn't want to draw people from the church I was pastoring. And so I only talked to a few people, and they got excited about it.
So New Covenant was created as a community church to reach mainly the people who didn't feel like they fit into a church or didn't feel like they belonged in traditional religious settings.
And so we put together a team and we began to meet over the garage at Reverend Gaines's, Cynthia Gaines's house.
Initially, of course, it was scary. It was very unsettling. It was like we're just branching out. We're starting something brand new. Are we going to be okay? You know, are we going to make it? There were a lot of questions. But as we got into the deeper into the planning, deeper into bringing people on that shared the same vision, the excitement grew. So there was just this air of excitement about what we were about to do, how we were going to reach this community and how we were going to reach all different walks of life.
When I left a traditional church and announced that I was launching a church in New Kent, New Covenant Community Church, that would be an apostolic church, but not an apostolic denomination. People that had embraced me walked away. I'd go to the Baptist Ministers Union meetings, and I helped start that in 1982. And if they asked a question and I tried to give a response, they just ignored me. And I remember about 7 months in, that first year, I said to God, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to go to the Baptist Ministers Union again. They don't receive me. It's frustrating. And God said to me, shut up and keep going, okay?
New Covenant fits into this community because we are very active in the community with the free pantries and with feeding the homeless and with giving opportunities to our youth especially.
We had the music, we had praise dance, we had community outings, we served the homeless. And so being at a young age, at 10 years old, seeing that, and every Sunday, hearing it, living it, doing it, really shaped me into who I am today. It's literally in my DNA to be a leader or a servant for the community. What I love the most is that in the name of the church itself, it's New Covenant Community Church. And so when you look at a community, it is everybody from all walks of life, different socioeconomic backgrounds, races, ethnicities. It's just everybody together.
I feel like being a member here at New Covenant, we're all very family-oriented. Since I was a kid, I grew up with people around my age, and we kind of kept close throughout all of these years. Like now I'm 22, you're 22, and we're like all sisters. It's very like a strong bond here.
God showed me that this church, he said to me, don't get caught up in the trap of measuring the influence and impact of the church by numbers, okay? Because you're gonna reach a community, the whole community. And so I didn't expect it to be easy. I really didn't expect it to be as difficult as it has been. But I thank God that even in the difficulty that we've had, I can see God's hand. I can see God moving us step by step in everything we did.
Since we've transitioned here, I think like we kind of like left that alone and kind of like did our own thing. We don't have like a special program to follow, and I kind of like that. Like you kind of like flow with the music, we flow with the word and stuff like that. We just have an open environment. Whereas before it was kind of like structured. We had like, oh, now we're gonna have a scripture and then we'll have a prayer. Like it's not like that anymore, and I kind of like that. It's like open to do whatever and let the Lord kind of lead us.
So when New Covenant started in 2004, I was able to kind of see the behind the scenes of the building of the ministry. And so my parents were a pivotal part of the fact that they were the founding board of New Covenant Community Church, alongside the other elders and Pastor Hathaway. So not only was I able to see the behind the scenes working of how to start a ministry, start a church, but then I also saw what the ministry could do. And so being at a young age, at 10 years old, seeing that, and every Sunday hearing it, living it, doing it, really shaped me into who I am today.
I feel like definitely being connected with the people here. They pray for you, whatever you need, like they're easy to come to. You'll always have someone like speaking on your behalf, praying for you, checking on you. And I feel like coming here, hearing the word on Sundays, like you get uplifted for the week. And I've definitely seen myself get blessed from those words.
In 2004, God said Pastor Angie's going to be the pastor. And so my response was, Pastor Angie has literally been your pastor these 18 years. Okay, now I know I had the title, but I'm here, there, and everywhere. I'm creating relationships in the community. I can't do that if I have to have hands on here. And Pastor Angie knew me as well as I knew me. She knew what I was going to accept and what I was not going to go along with, okay? And she was bold enough to say both. And so having her on board just made it really smooth.
As an executive pastor, my job was to back Pastor up, to be his right hand. But it was also to raise questions, to raise the questions that no one else would raise, or to, make the comments that everyone else was afraid to make. That way, he had somebody that would keep it real with him. And I was kind of the keep it real person. And I did have to carry myself in a whole different posture, because I was representing not only New Covenant, but I was representing Pastor Hathaway as being his right hand. And then I just learned everything I could from him. I really studied under him at Second Liberty and at New Covenant, and he just really paved the way. He paved the way for me to become the pastor of this church.
Now, I was very clear with the staff. Listen, I'm not going to dictate who the next pastor will be. And if you choose someone other than Pastor Angie, which I'm not going to be involved in that, then I have to leave, okay? Because a new pastor cannot start a ministry and implement what God is saying to him or her with the senior pastor, the old senior pastor there. The biggest challenge was hearing people ask the question you just asked me in the community. Well, how do you feel? You're still worshiping there, and you used to be the senior pastor, and now you're sitting under your daughter, who is the senior pastor. How do you handle that? How do you feel? I even had the conversation yesterday with a group of pastors. And I said, I feel like a proud father who's watched his child grow up and understands that God didn't call her to be me, and you walk in your anointing. And I am so excited about what she's doing. She's taking the church some places I couldn't go, okay? And so I didn't lose by having her in that position. I gained, because now I get a chance to speak to her, but more importantly, I get to pastor the whole county.
I think it opens the doors for other women. We have actually, since I became the pastor of New Covenant, I think we've installed maybe 3 more female pastors, one at the Methodist Church. The influence that it carries is it opens the doors for others to step in and say, oh, okay, we can really do that. On the flip side, it comes with some resistance from some of the male pastors and just people in general. They're not used to women pastors. But you follow Jesus, you follow what God tells you to do, and you're able to just make a difference.
Days
What God said to me is, listen, local government believes in you and partners with you. The schools believe in you and they partner with you. The Chamber of Commerce believes in you and they're partnering with you. Even the media has been real partners. And so we built relationships with them. And a lot of the resources that came to us came not because we asked for it, but because they came to us and said, hey, would you partner with us in this?
Able to pour into communities just off of the foundation, of course, the teachings from the Bible and my religion, but also knowing and having leaders who show the way or show how to be a community leader has been such a blessing and has helped me in my position in education, because it is a way to build trust with my students and even my staff.
I believe New Covenant has been the place for me. New Covenant didn't judge my husband and I. We're an interracial couple. New Covenant didn't judge us. New Covenant didn't judge my children. New Covenant didn't judge any of the past things that, the mistakes that you make or the mistakes you still make. New Covenant doesn't judge that. New Covenant just embraces you, holds you accountable, but they embrace you and they love you and they just want you to succeed in everything that we do. That's what the base of what the foundation of New Covenant is all about.
New Covenant Community Church is truly a place where you can be yourself. It does not matter who you are, what you look like, who your family is. It is just a place where you can wake up on Sunday mornings, come get your word, and go on back home. And so New Covenant truly is a place where you are not just a number. Nobody is a number. You are truly a family member here at New Covenant Community Church.
With your love rain down. Hey. With your love.